Hello, and welcome to Nerdy Unreal Dev. Going live for day 2 of the Epic Mega Jam. And, yep, this is a witch a little more finalized than when I left off. Even gave her nose. You can kind of see the indents for eyes. And I did do a little bit of poly count lowering. So I could technically lower it more. I have a habit of trying to get poly counts as low as possible, but I'll leave it be for now. So next up, UVing and then finally combining stuff. I'm gonna do the chair separate from her. Just because I want to texture it separately. Do I suppose I could do it? Anyways, moving on, doing stuff, and I need some background. There we go. So yeah, just chilling, jamming, focusing a little bit more. It's not. What are these UVs? Oh, that's what happened. How badly? No, that's not the worst. Okay, so problem is here, so I'm gonna isolate this. Oh no. Did it do? Okay. I'm just gonna do that. There we go. I usually shove the UV editor to the other monitor, but I got OBS on the other monitor, so it's what? I have to work on one monitor? Back when all I had was a laptop that was really cheap. Not super cheap, but it was oh, $500 laptop. This seems like it could do 3D stuff. And it technically could. It was just also cranky and had a habit of blue screening. A lot. Cranky laptop. And it just, it could handle Maya, but I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't have run Unreal on it. Unity worked. In fact, after I got a new laptop that didn't weigh 20 pounds, it didn't weigh 20 pounds, probably more like 10. I made sure I just used the old crappy one as a sort of test laptop. If I was showing games that were made in Unity and didn't need much to run, I would just use the old laptop because I wasn't worried about people touching it. So, and eventually it, like, it got to a point where Windows just was not, like, it crashed for like the millionth time to the point it was like, I need a factory reset. I'm just like, you know what? I'll just use Linux on you. So I put Linux on it, and since I didn't have anything else with a DVD drive, I used it for ripping DVDs. Oh, this should be good. So yeah, I'm just undoing all the parts separately because then I can isolate them. I think this is... No, it would actually be this way. Don't mind me. But no, don't. I don't know what just happened. Okay, I don't think anything happened. Alright. Let's just check it. Make sure all these things are square. Yeah. Yeah, for those who don't know, like, the reason, I mean, there might be multiple reasons for this checkerboard, but the checkerboard helps you make certain that all the UVs are, if they're square, then it's not gonna be any issue when you go to texture. It won't be stretched. This has issue. So I'll just cut. Oh no. It's gonna be wonky. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? Alright. So this is the con of sort of doing this, like the weird sculpting I was doing, is you can get UV issues like this. Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. These things don't like anything that's not like super straight. And these things just get really cranky about curves. And that might not have been the best place to do a cut. You also have to consider and this side. So here and here. I have it up on the second monitor if anyone's wondering where it just went. There we go. Like this is not. So I might need to. unfold. Is that the relax? That always does that. A little better. I mean, the good news is because I'm going for a sort of washed out watercolor style, it's not the end of the world if there's some stretching. And you might not even be able to see a good chunk of the character a good chunk of the time. But I do like having all my ducks in a row. I suppose it does make sense for the chest to be stretched. So I'll just use this. There's like, so what this unfold tool's doing is it's just kind of like unfolding specific UV points rather than the entire UV shell. Usually you don't need to do this, but in this case, because there's so many curves, it's so cranky. This is why I don't do... Where'd it go? I was just doing it. Weird. Tools? Okay. Alright, that's the smooth too. Yeah, you do this to just like get the UVs more in line, a little less stretched out. So if you're working in Maya, maybe there's something like this in Blender. I don't know. And like now there's Adobe Modeler, which I was considering trying for this jam, but not only would that have been an additional tool, the way Adobe's price structure is, it's like if you signed up for Substance Painter, you don't get this other thing. And it's like, wait, what? Why do I... Like, you have to pay an extra $300 to use their modeling program in addition to Substance Painter. And none of this is included in Creative Cloud, by the way. Like, it's entirely separate from Creative Cloud, which works for me because I don't use Photoshop. Like, you might... I think I have shared some PSDs. And that's just because both Clip Studio and Krita have those. Like, I can save as a PSD. But but overall, it's, you know, it's expensive. Like, I made a post about it, and I can actually pull it up. I'm not ashamed. Just need to log in. Not now. Let's do. No, I just want, yeah, view plans. We need you to sign in again, just to view the plans. Yeah, so they might have more plans, but they're like... So this is what I'm paying just because I was already paying for a logarithmic, and then they bought a logarithmic. And, yeah, so Sampler, which is... Oh, Alchemist. That's what it used to be called before Adobe bought it. Hate these new symbols. Painter and Designer. So yeah, $220 a year. And then they're like, if you want our new 3D modeling program, just pay an extra 300, which Maya Lite is like 200, so still like I think if I went to I know some people are gonna be like, just use Blender. Blender and I don't get along, and I don't get along with the Blender community. Let's just put it that way. So, but you know, if there were plenty of 3D programs with, you know, affordable things. Oh no, did they change their thing? Oh no. They're not even showing the price. Oh yeah, Maya's like pre-purchase. It's so bad. Yeah, what's the actual... I don't... Yeah, so... Oh! No, they upped Maya Lite, I think. Or maybe I wasn't paying attention. This, by the way, has not been updated. Like, I was like, wow, I'm still in 2020. I should update to 2021, like 2022 or whatever. And I went to do that, and it was like, no, this is what we have. Okay, no, the price didn't go up, but that's still like $290. Yeah, you would still be paying more to just use the Adobe Suite thing. And then this is completely separate. Like, they don't include, you know, you get your InDesign, Dimension, no 3D program, so it's separate. And this is like Photoshop. What is, oh, Creative Cloud photography plan. Like, what is this pricing? It's just, it's all bad. This is why this stuff is like so gatekeeped. One of the reasons. But yeah, fun digression into the oh no. Into the joys of Adobe pricing. Hold on. Not important, and the cat on my bed is now glaring at me because there was noise. Guess he was sleeping there. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Automatic isn't too bad if you're just doing simple stuff. Like, is it automatic? This is good if you're getting like that issue where there's like a really tiny UV. Because then you can just use automatic to fix it. And then it'll like be normal sized and you can go from there. Like, yeah, you get some weirdness, but overall not too bad. Going fold. Main thing I want is for things to be clear. Okay, yeah. See, I'm gonna have to smooth out a bunch of UVs. Yeah, you can only use the smooth tool in unfold. I mean, in UV mode. Also, sometimes you have to like smooth it and then readjust it and smooth it again. Like, technically, I should bring these more to the shape. So, like that. These aren't the end of the world, but that would probably be closer. Okay. Another trick you can do with curvy UVs like this is you can make a cut like that and then hit unfold and it'll straighten out. The issue is that can sometimes not look quite right. So yeah, like you can see the curvature here. So it's used sparingly, but can be useful depending on what you're doing. And sometimes you can even take advantage of cuts like that to make things, when texturing, to kind of make things look right in a way. Yeah, now, see, now that I made the cut, everything's more straightened out. But yeah, like, so for this, because this is like supposed to be a back brace, this might be like where you might see the not elastic, Velcro. The Velcro. That might be like where it's Velcroed, which would then make it look more real. So you can do stuff like that. Of course, it's useful. Of course, it's one of those things of when the 3D person and the texture person are the same, it's easy to make those decisions while UVing. When it's two separate people, I mean, depending on the pipeline, I would not be surprised if some pipelines had like the texture artist do the UVs instead of the 3D artist. Which would explain some UVs I've seen. Just because that way they're in control of what it'll look like, of what UVs they need for the texturing. Yeah, I'm just, you can kind of see the squares. I'm not too worried about that since that's mostly hidden. So I'm just gonna do that and call it a day. This is technically 25. Uh, no, a little more than 25 for the person. Because I was like, there are 25 spheres in a trench coat. And I wanted to count because I was like, there are 5 spheres in a trench coat. No, wait, I need to be specific on this. Right, that's got issues. There we go. Yeah, you can also manipulate the UVs here, though you need to be careful to not do that there. What I should have done is just, like, do the UVs and then duplicate over there. But oh well. Okay. I know I could technically just, like... Why did this work perfectly? But wait, did I not? Hold on. Are you... You are one whole cylinder. Actually, I will do that. Turn this off. Let's... Ah! I'm not gonna do that for all of the limb parts, but... Like, that's too perfect. That can't be the right UV. Alright, model. Yeah, I did a thing where it's like it's flatter on the bottom just because, I mean, when you're in a seat, like, your body squishes. Your body is supposed to squish. Rather than cut right through. Okay. That's about right. And gets more. I suppose I could technically get rid of these altogether, since there's a brace instead. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just looking at the polygon like, how low can it get? Alright. That. Alright, cool. this seem to be there. Ew, nope. There we go. That looks better. Not perfect, but can do towards smooth. There we go. Sorry that I'm not too chatty today, folks. One of those, like, yeah, not quite sure what to talk about. I mean, student loan forgiveness, that's going on. That's cool. Yeah, just doing this UV thing. Ankle over here. And then this. Which I had a feeling was gonna be weird. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is no, cut. And then over here, gonna cut. And hopefully that'll do it, or at least help. What the? Oh boy. I think feet and hands are just always bad. Like, not just to draw, but also to model and UV. Alright, that is looking better. Alrighty. Oh no. Okay, it's still visible, so it's not too bad. Okay. gonna... What just happened? Okay. Do. Just sew out all these up. Hopefully that'll help. Okay. Let's try this again. Nope. Okay. Sometimes smooth is a bad idea. Like, I probably would not put this in a shipped game. Uh-oh. But it's a game jam. It's fine. I can lower my standards. Just a bit. See, now that does what it's supposed to. Alright, cool. We'll call that done. Alright, now I gotta move up here. Just hit F to focus. Where? There we go. Alrighty, UV shell unfold. Yay! That's all I have to do for it. Which means for this one, UV shell unfold. Okay. What? Cool. And elbow joint. Unfold. Cool. Forearm. Unfold. Went weird. B-tools. Smooth. Oh no. Back to this. I think what might actually help is sometimes the best thing you can do when UVing is just delete some faces. Doesn't solve all your problems, but it can help. Here and to compensate for what. Okay. Just make the wrist a little bigger. And cut. And unfold. Orient. Yeah, it's more or less good. Smooth it a little. The smooth tool is basically, with great power comes great responsibility. Because, yeah, sometimes things go wonky. And sometimes it works out. Oh, another one. I know it's gonna be weird. Yeah, see, this is actually why I like the sort of hard surface, low poly modeling, is I find it a lot easier to UV things when you're essentially working with simple shapes. It's when you get into like the really complicated like characters that it's just like that's when you have to actually look up how you properly UV something, because if you do it wrong, it ruins everything. And I mean, like, even here, just because of the style I'm gonna be going for, even if I, so to speak, ruin the UVs, it's not gonna look too bad. Interesting. So do a general, and then also, because of the style, I get to go. Cool. The UVs look great on that hand. Let me just copy paste it over here. And here. Let me just actually align things. But yeah, never ever be afraid to use the style of your game as an excuse to do things that maybe you otherwise couldn't. I mean, in this case, it's getting away with mediocre character and UVing. But you also have, like if you're doing a game where, like, maybe the characters are sprites instead of, like, the 10 million polygon things, or even just having low poly characters, you can then actually get away with doing more in other aspects. So, like, in this case, I could get away with more interesting effects or lighting. I'll probably use this leeway in the case of the Houdini assets, just because I know those can really tick up in poly count. But yeah, poly count actually isn't, also poly count isn't the end all be all, it's really texture draw, like how many draw calls you have to make. But it definitely helps to have a lower poly count, you know? Even when you got, like, nanite and stuff. Okay, wait, are you UV'd? I don't think I duplicated or UV'd that one. Or that one, okay. Unfold. Right, that was... No, that one... Oh, right, that one, it was easy to just be like... Boom. Ugh, maybe I do wanna... Yeah, do a little smoothing, a little nudging. Part of me is going, you're spending too much time on the character. But also, it's the only character. And it's still probably less time. I don't know. I'm not a character artist, as you can tell. I know the basics so that I can step in if need be, like in game jams. Like one game jam I was on. Okay, first off, I need to save this. So it was for not GDC, which is not GDC. Sort of like a, yeah, there's a GDC going on, but for everyone else, we're gonna chill here. Which is cool. And I'm gonna do this one differently, just because the camera is probably gonna be somewhere behindish. shoot, I need to figure out the camera. Definitely a form of third person. But like third person behind, third person. Maybe like this. This sort of like isometric 2.5D. Yeah, I'll do that. That still means I need... That's another important thing to be keep into consideration when UVing. Where is the camera going to be? Will they be able to see your cuts? But yeah, this sort of thing also might cause issues, given I plan on doing like moving textures. So it's like moving materials. Maybe we should. Okay, you know what? What? Okay, I just wanted to see. Did it? What? Some of these automatic cuts are weird. I will say that. Like, bruh, just why? I didn't even alter the edge loops. What are you doing? Okay. Planar is good for resetting. Okay, cut, and then we're gonna need, so I'll do up here. Because the hat actually hides some of this. Because it's gonna get weird about the curving. So I need cuts to help with that. What's that lead? There we go. Maybe I don't need those cuts. Maybe it will do just fine without them. Famous last words. I know. Hi, Rue. One of the cats walked in. He's not in napping range. He knows my tricks. He knows I sometimes nab him. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. So I'll cut like this because even though you can kind of see it, it's still not the worst. So I do want, though, yeah, because then that. I have an open window and the cats like to look outside it. Nope. Sokka is napping. Rue is sniffing around. do UV planar, and then basically do the same thing. Cut. And once you get a system going, it's a lot easier. Okay, wait, I need to be over here. Good. Like, it's not perfect, and it'll look a little warped, but incidentally, that should work out, actually. No one in chat. Is anyone watching? I've had 9 views. Yay! Thank you, 9 viewers. Thank you, person who liked. Yay! I am glad that some people are liking this. That's not just me going like, I'll stream, I mean, maybe this is the kind of thing people like. And it's like, oh, okay, there are people who actually enjoy. Or at least are like, yeah, I want to watch a game dev also try to figure out this stuff. Not really. At the moment, it's not the figuring out stuff. Now, that will be the Houdini, sort of, because while I do know some Houdini, it's just always a challenge getting things to work right and look right. But when you do, it's awesome. And I want to be more familiar with it anyways. So, yeah. UV. Oh, it's like, it's going like, I need the fig up. I need to see the fig. Now you can see the thing. This one might get weird just because of how it looks. But this is definitely one of those, like, the more you do it, the fewer fucks you get. And again, I want to be clear. These are lower standards than I usually have, as is the nature of prototypes and game jams. Yeah, I think I'm also gonna do the shared. So one of the ways you can help reduce texture sizes is by having multiple models on one UV sheet. Or no, I'm gonna use some material editor in Unreal. Never mind. So I was considering having Chair and the Witch just on one thing but separate models, but no, it'll be separate models, but like this isn't, I'm not texturing the chair in Substance Painter. That'll be a what am I doing? That'll be using the material editor. Because I can do some fun stuff there. You can also do some fun stuff with Painter and Designer. I've done stuff with Designer. But lately I've been working a lot in the material editor and doing shaders there. So I think for this, I'm just going to be working in there. For the cloud chair, tree, so the foliage is gonna be interesting. I really want to do that. Because I know like the foliage and rocks, I'm going to be using Houdini's tools, but I'm going to do, if I get my brain like working. Oh, this one I'm gonna have to do separately. I'll do this. Really see it all straining around here. Cut. 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 Yeah, I think the foliage probably just be... Oh, that's right. Now I'm remembering how I did that last time I worked with HDAs in Houdini. That was all, yeah, I made the textures in Substance Designer and just put them on within Unreal. So I'll probably do something like that again. There we go. Oops. Almost done. Get the footrest. Just hit F to focus. And then we're gonna hit planar. And we're gonna cut here, and cut there, and cut there. Cut. And cut. Cool. Orient. The Thrilling Adventures of UVs. I love how I thought I would even get to like like actually implementing some character stuff. And it's like, no, no. I mean, I will get to that today because I have. So this is most everyone, most of the people in the jam are probably going, "Yay, Saturday! That'll give me plenty of time to work on this." However, Saturday is Shabbat, and as and there are plenty of ways to interpret Shabbat's no work, like rest only. But so I tend to interpret it as no social media and nothing that would potentially get me money. So nothing work related. And since game dev is work related, that means no game jams on Saturdays. Which, yes, that does put a wrench into. Puts a wee bit of a wrench into 48-hour jams, which fortunately this is not. But yeah, it means for 24 hours. No game jam stuff. No working on this. Gotta wait till technically wait until I think 8:30, 7. Yeah, I don't know. Services start at 6:30. Like Shabbat services start at 6:30. So I figure 6:30 on Saturday. Usually good. But yeah. It's like get what I can, get done what I can before Shabbat. On the plus side, that means I can play some games, do some reading, which I should really do. But yeah, Saturday evening I may or may not work on it. I don't know. Depends what friends are up to, I guess. But Sunday definitely. So there won't be a stream tomorrow. I won't be live streaming tomorrow. But I will stream on Sunday. This is a default layout. I technically should make it better. But due to the time, I just want to make sure that nothing is touching each other, everything's good. I do have automatic layout, so in a way it shouldn't have things touching. And the reason I make a big deal about this, aside from the fact that overlapping UVs can cause textures to seep into the other thing. Unreal is a little picky when it comes to light maps. And it doesn't want any of the UVs, like there's a certain amount of distance it likes the UVs to stay away from each other. It wants Unreal wants UVs to social distance. That's what's going on. Unreal Engine supports social distancing. Not an official statement. But kind of funny. Okay, move that up. Yeah, also sometimes the automatic layout will have things like just over the edge, and then it goes into the other thing, which isn't the end of the world, but it's like, really? You had one job. And again, it's Maya, so it's like, you had one job. Yeah, and I crashed. Listen, if I'm gonna make jokes about Maya, I'm going to save. If you're gonna make jokes about your programs crashing on you, make sure you have saves. Almost there. Yeah, technically I could be making these things bigger or smaller, depending on how seen they're gonna be. And were I like UVing for typical project or for like something I'm getting paid for, then I definitely would. But yeah, I do make sure all my UVs are, not touching, at least, packed fairly nicely. With the important aspects, so like I would make sure like the hat is very large, so that when you texture it, it's better definition. Also, the way I texture is via, since Substance Painter lets you do like fill and then mask things just based on their UVs, that's how I tend to texture because it's faster. It's just faster that way. Alright, that all looks good. Alright, and then we do the same for the chair. Give a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, gonna have to make some of these smaller. Not by a lot. But yeah, like, so this is going on to this UV sheet. So it's like, yeah, you're a little too over the edge. There we go. Everyone's social distancing. Cool. Alright, well, I think that was a decent stream, even if it was just UVing. But now you guys have an idea of how I UV. So I'm gonna keep jamming. I'll try to share screenshots, assuming Twitter lets me post media today. I was being weird about that yesterday. And y'all have a good one.